Howdy folks, I'm Eric Williams and welcome to CapeCast, the official webcast of the Cape Cod Times. Today, we're at Buttermilk Bay, one of the sweetest little bodies of water on Cape. Part Bourne, part Wareham, maybe even part Plymouth. We'll get to the bottom of it and answer the question, is Buttermilk Bay filled with buttermilk?
CapeCast.
Well, here we are at the Theodore Lyman Reserve, making our way to Buttermilk Bay. One of these always interesting trustees of reservations properties. Look at these pine trees. Maybe you could make a ship's mast out of one of them. A little spooky. Maybe one of these trees might reach down and grab you on the way to the bay. Well, along this great trustees of reservations trail, something slightly spooky, I suppose. Everything's been going Blair Witchy lately for us in the woods, so this is odd. Round circle of rocks, a board. You can see some sort of feathery things, slightly... Maybe I shouldn't do this. It's like milkweed pod seeds and sticks, but it looks like some burial site. Hope it's not. All right, we emerge from the Trustees of Reservations Trail. And before us, sweet, sweet Buttermilk Bay! Okay, let's get right to it and answer the question that's been burning through Cape Codders' minds for years. Is Buttermilk Bay filled with buttermilk? If that's buttermilk, that's one salty cow. Buttermilk Bay is also the site of one of the feel-good water improvement stories in recent Cape history. In 1984, the bay was closed to shellfishing due to high levels of fecal coliform in the water. Yuck! But more than a decade of stormwater runoff remediation paid off in clams. And by 2003, 90% of the bay was open for shellfishing, according to the Buzzards Bay National Estuary Program. And we kept fishing for stories as we tooled around the bay. We met a guy with a kayak who told us perhaps the creepiest Buttermilk Bay story ever, and it checked out when we looked at the Cape Cod Times archives. In 1994, three brothers carried out a suicide pact on the porch of an abandoned inn on Buttermilk Bay. At the time, investigators said the Smith brothers, twins Edward and Michael, both 28, and their brother Robert, 31, were despondent over poor health, unemployment, and legal problems. As we tried to shake off that tragic story, we happened upon a car for sale that cheered us up significantly. What's it gonna take to put you in this beauty today? The best way to access Buttermilk Bay on foot is to head to the Lyman Reserve, a Trustees of Reservations property off Head of the Bay Road. Formerly a private fishing camp dating back to 1867, the Theodore Lyman Reserve sits at the mouth of Red Brook on Buttermilk Bay. Red Brook is a 4.5-mile spring-fed cold water stream that flows from White Island Pond to Buttermilk Bay, and it's home to one of the last remaining native sea-run brook trout fisheries. Some know them as salters in the eastern United States. We were feeling a mite peckish after all the Buttermilk Bay exploring, so of course we decided to cook up some buttermilk pancakes. Here's the recipe. 2 cups Bisquick, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 fabulous egg, and of course 1 3/4 cup buttermilk. Stir that bad boy bowl right up. Get that hot skillet or pan ready for a nice dollop of batter. Here it comes. Tss. Oh yeah, minute on each side. And you pop it on the plate. We got 1. We got 2. How about some syrup? Oh man, what a day exploring Buttermilk Bay!
CapeCast.
Buttermilk Bay, Buttermilk Bay, new and improved, it's Buttermilk Bay. Let's say hooray to Buttermilk Bay, we're with you all the way. Welcome to Buttermilk Bay.